Hey Warrior Poets, how's it going? I'm here with Jared Reston today. Jared's a friend, he's a trainer, teaches firearms tactics stuff. Also an LEO in northeastern Florida. Part of a full-time SWAT team there. He's a good friend of Tallulah Group. He joined us for a night vision class. When was that?
Last year, 2 years ago?
Was it that long? Man, we're getting old.
Maybe 2015.
We're
Maybe
getting old.
2015.
You're
maybe
looking
not
old,
too,
but we're getting old. Isn't that right?
Yeah.
He's got this real cute coffee mug here, so we're just hanging out. And I wanted Jared to be able to tell some of his story as well. So he had a violent encounter go down years ago, serving as a patrol cop back then.
Yes, but I was a patrol cop, but I was working off duty.
Okay. He was off duty, and he gets in a pretty epic shooting. This went viral. It's kind of all over YouTube and went on news networks and whatnot. But I wanted to basically have him recap his story a little bit and then teach us a little bit something about fighter mindset. So if you're an LEO watching, whether you're part of a SWAT team or whether you're a patrol cop, just doing your thing, I want Jared to be able to speak a message directly for you guys. If you have somebody you could share this with, this should be really, really helpful as well. So again, Jared, good friends now.
Yeah.
I'm probably like your best friend.
You're close. I got a few above you.
He's like in my top 20, so it's, or 30.
Yeah. You're there. I have your phone number in my phone.
So besties. That's so dumb. I should totally cut it. I'm not. I'm just going to let it roll.
Let's roll.
All right, very good. Tell us the story, just kind of the quick synopsis of what happened that day.
So down and dirty back in 2008, I was working off duty, but that means like I'm full police uniform, full police powers. It's just a way to make extra money. Notified of a shoplifter. One of the shoplifters physically fought the loss prevention guys, so we went out there to help. When we got out there, they already had him in custody. They said, hey, we'd like the other guy apprehended, so we got in a foot pursuit with the other one. Towards the end of that foot pursuit, I attempted to deploy my taser. My taser malfunctioned, so then I had to go hands-on with the suspect. Shortly into going hands-on with the suspect, he produced a .45 caliber Glock from somewhere on his body and shot me right through the face. So it entered right here and exited out my neck. I started to fall down into like a dried up retention pond.
Yeah.
In my mind, I thought I got punched. I thought he caught me with a blind side, like a good punch. And then I could feel with my tongue that my teeth are laying horizontal in my mouth. So I knew something else was going on. So I look up and I see him shooting me. And when I saw him shooting me, it kicked in. It pissed me off, but not like a blind rage at him. It was more of like you cheated me. Like, you can't do that. You cheated me. Like, I got something for you. So I went and got my gun. I didn't know we were in a gunfight. You just cheated.
Yeah.
So ended up giving it back to him. And then the distance closed again. And I was able to grab him and pull him to me and fire 3 contact shots to his head.
So you're on the ground, getting lit up, already took a round to the face. And when you deliver back, you've drawn and you're shooting back at him.
Yes, from my back, trying to fight to get to my feet.
Did you get to your feet?
Only made it to my knees.
Made it to your knees, and then 3 contact shots, and that dude was ice.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
Awesome. Looking back, so let's just moment of silence for an epic story. Really glad Jared's with us today. That's awesome, man. Way to keep going and fighting all the way through. And anyway, just some kind of lessons looking back on that. What shocked you? What did you learn? Like you mentioned cheating. You mentioned some things like you got pissed off, so there's a rage element to it. Kind of give us some tips of what you learned through that experience.
I mean, there's so much learning aspects from that. Like going from like starting at the beginning with like my taser malfunctioning, like not letting that shut me down, or like stare at it or do it. You know, like you've been on the range and people just their gun malfunctions or something malfunctions and they just stare at it.
Time out.
Yeah,
Time out.
This one's broken.
Something didn't go exactly right. I don't think I mentioned this, but Jared also has a training organization. It's Reston Group. It's Jared Reston. This is Reston Group. And so he's teaching rifle, pistol, tactics. He just did a room clearing class this last weekend, like the same weekend that mine was going on. Mine was better.
So he says.
What do you think?
I say no.
He's probably right. Anyway, take his training because, I see a lot of dudes come through our facility at Tallulah Group. Lots of different LEOs from all over the country. Some on SWAT teams, and there's part-time teams, and then there's full-time teams. And I've seen, like, when somebody says, "Hey, I'm on a SWAT team," that doesn't mean a lot to me now. They may be really jacked up and terrible at, you know, different skills or tactics, or they may be really, really high level. Jared and Mike, who came through, they're all part of the same training organization, was probably some of the most impressive LEOs that have walked through the building. So I call them super cops. But anyway, they have a training organization. I can't wait to get down and hang out. I'm just teaching so much. I can't be a student very often, but I'm really enthusiastic about joining it. So when he speaks about, hey, being on the range and fighting through something, I'm betting, you know, that happens in your training. All of a sudden, something goes wrong that may have, like, you give them a drill, something goes wrong, they can't complete the drill, and then they give you this blind look, like, what do I do? And you say,
fix it.
Go fight! Yeah. Do something! Go! Don't stop!
Yeah. That's the thing, is having that plan B for when plan A doesn't work. I think too many people get stuck in that plan A, and then things go bad and they can't switch to that plan B, and their brains are buffering.
Very good. Yeah, he has kind of a catchphrase he does on Instagram and Facebook. Will do like hashtag flip your switch, and I really like that. You notice he's sitting there calmly sipping out of your princess cup.
Not everybody can be a beast. This is
like a princess.
There it is.
Give us a sip there, Jared. Oh, that's so sweet.
Oh, that's good.
So, yeah. Totally lost my train of thought.
Yep.
What was I talking about? Because it was awesome. Flip your switch. So we're calmly drinking out of princess cups, and at any moment, if you had to switch into that beast mode, I will not quit. I'll figure it out. I'm going to keep going, but the only possible outcome of this scenario is I win and you lose. And that's flipping your switch. So you even heard back in his story of things went wrong, I worked through it and figured it out. And then he got ticked off, and you're just like, yeah, you can shoot me in the face or light me up all through the body, which you were getting lit up in multiple places. How many times did a bullet impact?
I took 7. 1 through my face, 3 to my body armor, 1 through my left thigh, entered right above my knee, exited out my thigh, 1 in my right buttock, then went up, broke my hip, and stayed lodged there, and then a graze in my right elbow.
And kept fighting through to win the fight. That's a success story, guys. That's bad guys are ambush hunters. It's all going to happen so fast. It's all going to come out of nowhere. They're going to cheat. That's kind of the definition of tactics. But anyway, this dude cheated, and you were going to. How does that the kind of whole like cheating thing and getting caught off guard in that instance? And I doubt anybody really could have done any different or much better. Maybe you feel you could in hindsight. What do you think?
I don't think so. I mean, I never saw it coming. One thing I think I could have done, I used to, like, from mixed martial arts training and just I used to like to go to the ground, you know, from me playing football and things like that. I used to like fight on the ground.
Sure.
I think maybe now if I would have hit him a few times, backed away, created some distance, maybe I would have saw it.
Yeah.
But man, it happened so quick. It happened as soon as I got my hands on it. It was a foot chase.
Yeah.
You're not going to be able to end a foot chase without making physical contact with somebody.
Sure.
They just keep running.
Yeah, and I'll be real slow to get in the weeds in that too of fighters, shooters, that you don't want to be the guessing back from hindsight.
Right.
You know, hindsight's 20/20. That was the expression I was looking for as well. Of you know, we can all come up with our idyllic. Oh, this is what I should have done, or if you tried to do this, I would have done this. And so there's always the idyllic, but going through, it's kind of like be decisive, be aggressive. If things go wrong, figure it out. Improvisation is the spirit of war.
And that's the thing with this. To me, it didn't change my tactics or my training thoughts at all. It just validated what I was doing.
Cool.
Like, hey man, like that shit worked. I mean, it was doing the right stuff at the right time.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So we got LEOs watching right now. What's some good advice to them of say they're not getting the training that they would like to? What are some things, some lessons that you can teach them? You can talk about mindset, tactics, training in general.
The first thing is don't get that false mindset. To me, false mindset is somebody who says you'll do all these things, but you don't go to the range, you don't train combatives, you don't wear your vest. That, you know, you just say that you're going to do things like, oh, I'd shoot that guy. Well, I've seen you shoot. You probably can't. You know what I mean? Like one of those guys. Don't be that guy.
Yeah.
And don't be the guy who says, you know, if the department's not sending me, it's not worth my time, or it must not be important enough. Spend your own money, invest in yourself. You've got to be better for yourself, because the only person who really loses out in these things is you and your family.
Very
Like
good.
that's it. I mean, people think that their department's gonna, that it's gonna be sad for about a week.
Yeah.
And then that department has to roll on. That ball's going to keep rolling. It has to. But your family's destroyed, and it's because you didn't put in enough effort.
And a lot of training organizations will work with you. Talort Group, well, I bet Reston Group does as well.
Yeah.
Of, hey man, I'm super broke, underpaid, my department won't spot me. Can you do anything? You'll be like,
yeah, we always help out. We try to help out. I mean, that's
and
that's
you
why
got to make a living too. So
Right.
you're not,
But that's why we started Reston Group, was when I started traveling the country and talking, telling the story and doing. I really realized that not all agencies are trained at the same level, and our course prices are pretty much discounted from the industry standard. And then I'll always help out people. Hey, I got 2 guys. Well, hey, send 3. Like, you know what I mean? Just do something.
Yeah.
Get these guys trained up, because that's what it's about.
Cool. How can we make sure that we are able? How do we develop a switch that we can flip? You say flip your switch. How do we be able to conjure up that rage, that fighter mindset, that I will work through this, I will fight through this? How do I develop better fighter mindset?
To me, is you've gotta inoculate yourself to stress. You gotta put yourself in stressful situations. You gotta do different things, and don't give up and don't do anything. It's learned. It's not something that I just had when a little kid. I think it started when I was young, because I'm the youngest of 3 boys, so I got my butt kicked a lot by my brothers. And then, even my mom's real competitive. I played contact sports growing up. I just really learned. I'll tell you one quick story that really resonates with me of when I gave up on somebody and they let me know about it. I was in high school playing a game, and I was a junior, and my best friend was a senior, and he was our middle linebacker, and I played defensive end. And we were getting our asses kicked on the field. And I told the team, hey man, hurry up and score. I'm tired. I want to get off.
Yeah.
And he let me have it. Like, don't you ever give up on us. Like, I need you. And man, from that point on, I'm not giving up. Like, I don't care how
That
tired I
haunts
am.
you,
Yeah,
doesn't it?
man. Like, there's no doubt. Like, I let somebody down.
Yeah.
Because I was tired. And
Yeah.
that just wasn't going to happen again.
Yeah, immediately when you started to say that, I've got my I let somebody down type stories as well. And anyway, that haunts me still.
Well, without a doubt, man. And it was a high school football game, but that's 22 years ago. It's still there.
How can I find you on social media? How can I get in contact with you?
Social media, Instagram is Reston Group, Facebook is Reston Group,
And you're in Northeast Florida. Do you travel?
Oh yeah, we'll travel everywhere.
And you'll do speaking engagements, and you'll train other folks as well?
Yeah. Our website is restongrouptraining.com. It's got the full echelons of what we can do, and if you got an idea for something else, we've probably done it, and we'll just make you up a little your own course for detail to your needs.
Awesome. It doesn't do us much good to recommend other instructors, but I recommend Jared absolutely. So, Jared, thanks so much.
Thank
Really
you.
appreciate it. Glad you're still with us, and that I could be your top number 1 best friend.
Thank you.
For all time.
You're in my phone.
We're gonna get matching tattoos though.
Big time. We're going now.
So dumb.
Next video will be from the tap chair.
Hey guys.
Matching.
Got a little carried away. See you guys.